Perek Tet 9, Mishnah Hey. Chayav Adam levarech al hara'a kishem shehu mevarech al hatova. A person should say a blessing on the bad just like he would say on the good. And we had this before, that's why we have to say Dayan ha'emet, which is Siduk Hadin, that Hashem is righteous, whatever he does. And of course, if something goes good that we understand is good, you would say Atova Metiv or Shechiyanu, like we said. But it's also taken from this pasuk, Shenemar, like we say in the Shema, Devarim 6, Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, you shall love Hashem your God, Bechol levavecha, Ubchol nefshecha, Bechol ma'odecha, with all your heart and all your soul and all your me'od, which we'll see. Me'od means a lot, with all your a lot. Now, just to get to the punchline, the Mishnah is bringing all the explanation of this pasuk. Ubchol, so it says, V'ahavtat shemcha, Bechol levavecha means b'shnei yitzarecha, with all your heart, because it says levavecha, two bets. It could have said libbecha. Means we have two yitzarim, two hearts, two passions. Our passion of Yetzeratov, B'Yetzeratov, or B'Yetzerara. Our, meaning when we do things from a spiritual aspect that we want to do mitzvot, obviously we do that. We have to love Hashem even if we do mitzvot, to do it out of love. And the Yetzerara, which is the physical things, you have to also do them and elevate them and do them out of love. So even though we eat and we have a family and we do all these things, we have to do it still with ahava, that we're doing it for this l'shem shamayim and for the sake of spreading Hashem's name, and not just for our own pleasures. Even when it's a mitzvah, like eating on Shabbat, it's not like eating on the weekday, but even eating on Shabbat, you should have in mind that you're doing it for Hashem, and this way you bring that ahava in. So it means you're going to be be'ahava when you're doing spiritual things and when you're doing physical things. Ubchol nafshecha, with all your soul, afilu hu notel et nafshecha, even if they take your life. Like they did Rabbi Akiva. He wanted to know, when is he ever going to fulfill this mitzvah, to love Hashem even when they're killing him, chas v'shalom. So that's what happened. Of course, we don't want to wish a scene like this, but if something happens like that, people are sometimes taken away, and they should also try to love God in that process. And we also have the 3 cardinal sins that they say we should give up our life for them: idolatry, adultery, and murder. Ubchol me'odecha, and all our me'od really means with our might, means a lot. All what I have, meaning that's the a lot, like me'od, which means my might. But might means, they see a couple of things. Bechol mammonecha, with all your money. Because money is how you're mighty. You can do things with your money. So that's why it's called that. And a person sometimes loves his money so much that he's willing to let the guy, God forbid, shoot him because he won't give it to him. So we're saying, love God with all your money. Give up your money. Don't let him kill you. Or, of course, give your money to tzedakah and do things you have to with the money. And this is loving Hashem with your money, because people find it difficult to part with their money. Davar acher, and here's what's going back up to the top. Bechol me'odecha means bechol midah umidah shu moded lecha. Heve modelo b'mod me'od. Every measure that Hashem gives you, meaning good or bad, you should thank Him. So that's why it uses the word me'odecha, like we said. Why use the word of a lot? Because it's a play on the word midah, meaning all your midah, whether good or bad, you should love Hashem. So that's where it's going back on the top, where it said good things and bad things. Because even the bad is really good, it's just from our perspective, we may not see it. Lo yakel adam et rosho keneged shar hamizrach. Now we're getting into Bet HaMikdash laws. A person should not be lightheaded, like we have koved rosh in our Amidah, heavy-headed and serious. This is kalut rosh. Next to the eastern gate, because the eastern gate, shu mechuvan keneged bet kodesh kodashim, because it's opposite the west, which the western wall the Kodesh HaKodashim, it's not so much only in the West that you have to be on proper behavior, but even in the East, because the East is looking towards the West. So while you're looking towards the Kodesh HaKodashim, you're supposed to also be on a better behavior. Lo yikanes leHarabayit, and now just the whole Harabayit, you shouldn't go in b'maklo, with your stick, walking stick, ubmin alo, and your shoes, ubfundato, and your money belt, ubavak shal raglav, and the dust on your feet. V'lo yasenu kapandria, you shouldn't make it a shortcut, urkika mekal v'chomer, and certainly not to spit, because the kavod. Also a shul, some of these could apply in a shul. We don't make it a shortcut also, or spit, and things like that. Because the shul is a mikdash me'at, a mini Beit HaMikdash. And it says more about the mikdash, more about Berachot, however. Kol chotmei Berachot shayu b'mikdash, all the endings of the Berachot of the Amidah, when they had the temple, hayu omrim, they said, min ha'olam. Now, where's Min Ha'olam come in? So they would say like this. We say, Baruch Atah Hashem, Magen Abraham. They would say, Baruch Atah Hashem, Elokei Yisrael, Min Ha'olam, Magen Abraham. Just to show Min Ha'olam from the world. Mishakilkilu HaMinim, when the Minim, which were the people who were practicing things that were against the religion, the Amru, and this is what they said, Ein Olam Ela Echad, there's only one world, this world. There's no Olam Haba. Imagine they would say something like that. Hitkinu Shayu Omrim. So then the rabbis instituted that we should say Min Haolam Ve'ad Haolam, like we have in Tehillim. This way he's saying two worlds. Blessed Hashem from the world and until the world, just to show that there's a world here and there's a world coming up. We don't do this today. This was only in the Mikdash. And now they say, the Mishnah, just about greeting people, ve'etkinu, and they also instituted, sheyehe adam shoel et shalom chabero b'Shem. Could be also maybe in the temple time, or even from before we see root, because we don't certainly do this today, that we should say the name of Hashem when you greet your friend. Shenemar, v'hine Boaz ba mibet lechem. Boaz came, vayomer lakotzrim, he told those harvesters, the men that were working in his field, Hashem imachem. He said Hashem imachem, but he said Ado, Hashem's name. Vayomru lo, and they told him, Yibarechecha Hashem. Again, Hashem's name, Hashem should bless you. They answered back. Imagine a boss and a worker talking like that. How nice, Kiddush Hashem. Also says with Gidon, the angel told him, Hashem imecha gebor hechayil. Let us, Hashem is with you, you gebor, you mighty one. The Omer, and now we see the Mishnah just tells us more about this from Mishlei. It says, Al tavuz ki zakna immecha. Don't make fun or embarrass your old mother, which means the Torah, meaning your customs that might be already from a long time. Don't embarrass them, don't belittle them. And it says, Ve'omer in Tehillim, Et lasot Lashem heferu Toratecha. It's a time to do for Hashem. So sometimes we have to negate the Torah, so to speak, which means to do something that's not so the right thing, or that's it's the normal thing, because it's a time to do for Hashem. So this is about, again, saying Hashem's name a little bit too much when you're greeting people, because it makes friends and Hashem likes that. So it's a time to heferu Toratecha, to do for Hashem. And it says, Rabbi Natan Omer, he says the pasuk the other way, heferu Toratecha, when they start to make light of the Torah or not to keep it, et lasot Lashem, then it's a time to do extra things for Hashem, so to speak, which again, playing on this, that people should greet each other with Hashem's name, so that we bring Hashem and His glory and His kavod in the world when it's like there's lack or slack in Torah. And of course, the Gemara goes into many ideas about this pasuk. It could mean many things, and for this Mishnah, we'll leave it here.